taking a look at our main.py, because the
Mhm.
Python file is the engine for our Flask website that we're running here. Just got a home page and an about page, and then there's this error handler, which you'll see. So we have our home page, and then we have our about page, and then if you do any other thing else, then it's going to
You
take you to
get
the
the error.
404 page. Instead of saying like internal server error, there's something a little more friendly, something more,
Mhm.
that the user notice, like they recognize your, uh, what do they call this? They recognize your nav bar. And the cool thing about this site and about this, one of the cool things I'll say is that we're we've written our HTML templates in Jinja, which is, I mean, we wrote them in HTML, right?
Mhm.
But because we're using Flask to render our templates, we're able to include Jinja in there. So let's say when we go to the about page, very short, seemingly, and you can see that it's an extension of base on the very first line. So that's when the user visits about.html, or when the user visits our about route, it's going to run this function and then render the about.html. And when it does that, it's going to be an extension of base. So it's going to start here with all this, all this HTML.
Mhm.
And it looks like some nav bar stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then it gets to here where it says block content. And the block content starts here. And then it goes back to get the footer.
Okay.
So on all these pages, even the home page, it's like that too. Where that's the only difference. Like you have the, it's the web design module, the web design module, and where you have to make 7 HTML files,
Yeah.
and the you have a nav bar on every page, and so there's a lot of copy pasting.
Yep.
And if you made one change on one of them, then you had to make that change on all of the HTML pages.
Yep.
But here, if you make a change onto the nav bar on the base.html, then it's going to affect any page that is an extension of base.
Mhm.
And for instance, if we wanted to do perhaps like dashboard.html, we could copy it from the about, right? And change, this is concerning the nav bar, we'll get there. But we want to change that to dashboard. And anytime you see this the squiggly percentage signs,
Yeah.
that's Jinja.
Okay.
We're only able to use that because we're using Python Flask.
Okay.
And in here we'll say something like, no, why don't we for now, just because I know you'll be learning Tableau soon, so why don't we just go over a quick.
Yeah, Tableau would have definitely made a lot of these visualizations much easier.
Oh, is it not part of your curriculum? Did I make a mistake?
No. We just haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay,
For
gotcha. Yeah,
for
yeah,
this
yeah.
project, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so you can take just about any, I don't know, you said it was something about national parks, so why don't we look up national parks? I don't know, which one looks cool to you? They all look good. I don't, this one looks fine. That's just the first one, I guess. They earned it, right? They earned that first to be first on the list, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess
it
it
looks
means a
good.
lot of people spent time looking at it, So you can take, this is just like after the Tableau project is created, you
Mm,
could, it becomes right here, there's like this website at the top. You have this URL that belongs to your project.
okay.
And you can press the share button or the download button. Really, the download button is great for if you wanted to, like, if you wanted to learn how to do Tableau a lot better than you currently know how to do it.
Yeah.
Then you can go visit all these really awesome. Most of them you can download the Tableau workbook and then open it in the Tableau software and learn exactly how they did it. Sometimes, hopefully, not all of them. You can't reverse engineer all of them because some of them are a little bit private. But
Okay.
then you can also. But what we're going to do here is press the search button, and we can embed the code. The other one's a link. I guess you could just share a link to someone, which is probably this link right here. But we want the embed code, and we can take that back to our HTML. What do we call it? The dashboard page. All right. There we go. And if we wanted to, we could format document just to fix all of our tabs and spacing. Looks like we brought in about 20-ish lines of code.
Wow.
And after so we're not done yet. We haven't added this to our navigation bar. We haven't, because we built the navigation page, the HTML. We also need to go to the main.py and add a new route for this new page. Yeah. And then we can come over here to our, this part's kind of, well, it's another just instance of Jinja, right? Where let's see. So we have our head. Let's just start there.
Mm-hmm.
And this head is the same head that's on every route: home, about, and dashboard, and even 404, believe it or not, because look, there's a 404.html. And if we look at that one, then you can see that it's also an extension of base.
Yeah.
But the head here, we could, if we put our CSS in this base.html, then that CSS is going to be read in on all of our pages. It's great. You don't have to copy and paste like you have done for the other, for the HTML assignment, because of Jinja, right? And you same at the bottom. You just read in all your JavaScript at the bottom, and this already includes the Bootstrap CSS, the Bootstrap JavaScript, 3 lines, and then it also includes a custom JS file and a custom CSS file. And let's see, both of those are already connected, so they're both empty. I guess the custom.css has a little something, and then the custom JS is just, at least it's connected, right? So if you were to go to any, if we were to go inspect our page over here, our website, we should see success in the console of every page, which we do.
Okay.
Because this JavaScript is connected to every page. And let's head on over to that base.html again.
So just if I may pose a question here.
Sure.
That main PY that you have here, that it seems that all your routes were on. Mm-hmm. I think in our class, we may typically have that as app PY. Is that the same thing? Just named it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And actually in the Heroku template, it is app.py, but in the dcloud template, it's main.py, because that's what they require. If it is app.py, it won't work on Google Cloud.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Just a naming convention thing.
Got it.
And here, just as a quick little side note, here's the README for getting this website. Maybe like project 3, like something like National Park Data Analysis.
I think we called it Yogi Boo Boo Playground.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really. I don't know what to think. Like I don't. If you said that to me, I wouldn't know what the heck you were talking about. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think we may need to change that, but hey,
it's a cute.
majority always wins.
That's right. So yeah, just follow through this. Let me know if you have any questions. I
Will
wrote
do.
the README instructions, um, but the base.html stuff was written by some guy I found online,
Okay.
and I definitely made some changes of my own to it. But
Okay.
I just wanted to at least give this whatever this dude shout out to him. Um, so navigation bar. We saw that we're. Let's just go back to our homepage. Yeah, see here, success still there. Yep.
Yeah.
But when we're on so here's our navigation bar with home, about, and we wanted to add dashboard. It's
Mhm.
so easy. This because of this Jinja. Watch. All right. I'm going to take this tuple. Let me explain this first. I'll slow down a little bit. All right. So here's our Jinja line that sets a new variable named navigation bar, which is a list of tuples. You can see square brackets with two sets of parentheses in them, which with each set or each tuple has 3 items. And we would call this an href, an ID, and a caption, but they're just 3 items.
Okay.
And so we want to take just one of them, copy, add a comma, paste, and then dashboard,
Word.
and then just make this one capital.
Instead of copying a whole line of code.
Mm-hmm. And then it runs through, yeah, and then it loops through those lists, it loops through these tuples, 1, 2, 3, and grabs each of the 1, 2, 3 items in each of those tuples.
Okay.
And so when we say if ID is equal to active page, that's where this comes in. See, set active page about.
Yeah.
So what it's doing on this if statement, well, it's looping through and adding HTML to, for every tuple. For every tuple, it's adding HTML to our nav bar.
Okay.
But it's depending on whether the page is currently active or not is going to determine whether or not it has this active class. You can see that this line and this line are exactly the same.
Mm.
Oh, well, I see there's a span here. I just noticed, but this one's active, and the active class in particular makes it white. So if let's add the dashboard in there just so you can, that'll make it easier to see. I think we already did. We should be able to refresh. There it is. Great. So we have home, about, and dashboard. And there's our national parks. Looks like it's loading. But I don't know, before even preload, it looks nice. Oh yeah, there, it's nice and cleared up. And what I mean by active is, see how these are like grayed out.
Now, since you're on this page, this is the active page.
Right. And so therefore it turned this color white, and then it through these if statements gave it the active class.
That's really cool. Now, I do want to ask, I think it's pronounced, was it Jinja?
Yeah, J-I-N, right here. Yeah, Jinja.
Now is that another language?
I would just consider it like a Python HTML, like connector.
Okay.
What is Jinja? It's a templating engine.
Okay. All right.
It's in the template. Okay, allow writing code similar to Python syntax. So I guess might be a little bit different. But the and there's probably a lot that I know. There's like, I don't know what I don't know about Jinja. I don't really
Mm,
know as much as I would like to know about Jinja, because that's what my side project is written in.
got it.
um, but or at least Jinja is used. That means the whole stack, right? And Jinja is just a part of it. But it's so powerful. Like, imagine you have 10,000 users. Instead of writing 10,000 profile pages, you just write one file and then input user data. So, and to build out the page, like Facebook is written in something like a templating language, such as Jinja,
Okay.
Instagram, all those kinds of things.
Now, another question we have a database. So this information, after we clean it, we're going to put into a database. Uh, how does the database tie? I guess I'm not certain how I would
Sure.
tie in the database into Flask. I think
Yeah.
it would go into Flask in order
Great question.
to.
So I'm going to refer us back to
our Mission to Mars assignment in order to connect a NoSQL database to Flask, or our SQL Alchemy assignment to connect a SQL database to Flask.
Okay.